So your money journey, you guys, would you say like right now in the present, you guys are in a pretty good spot? Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Has it always been like this?
No.
It's like, what was it that you were like, we have to stop this? Was there like this huge fight, this meltdown? Were you like going bankrupt? Like,
Well, when we first got married, living in LA, and it was paycheck to paycheck. There was not much left over at the end of the month, and we didn't really have any sort of budgeting going on. We kind of just went with whatever we thought. We weren't really talking about anything.
Really, your debt starts to add up without
Yeah.
you really realizing how much. I think it just got to a point where we're expecting a third and we're thinking about the future more and wanting to set ourselves up for success.
so how long ago was all of that for you guys?
That was probably about a year and a half when we
Okay.
got into the house. And I think at that point, I kind of got to the place where I was just done with not knowing anything about our money.
Because you guys weren't budgeting or anything
We weren't
at this point.
budgeting,
Yeah.
we weren't really talking about it. I mean, I think, and that's the thing is we never fought about money because we never talked about money.
So as a woman, would you say that that made you like fearful or insecure, that you had no idea what was going on? Or like what caused you to press into that?
Never fearful, but avoiding the subject a little bit. I would go out and just get things that I believed I needed and that I probably knew he wouldn't think I needed.
Okay, did you ever hide a purchase from him?
Yeah, there's been things like that. I knew that we needed to get somewhere where we were on the same page. At that point is when I started to try to budget for the first time. And I was on every dollar for a little bit. When I had all of the stuff in this budgeting tool, all of our, separate credit cards and all the extra stuff, I realized how big our debt really was, And I think that was the point where we had been hearing about financial peace at church. And I said to Ren, we need to do this as soon as possible.
So when she brings that up, what do you think?
I was on board. I mean, it was the kind of thing going back that I was handling a lot of the larger bills and things. And so she wasn't really in the know of that, but I wasn't really in the know of what she was purchasing and that sort of stuff.
And the
so,
everyday needs, the everyday school supplies or things like that.
I mean, it just sets a time aside every week that we just go and we learn and start learning how to use the tools and how to communicate better. And I just knew as soon as we took that step, we were going to benefit from it.
Okay, so I'm gonna quiz you because I have an answer in my head. I wanna see if we're on the same page.
Okay.
There's one category in the budget that almost everyone, including the cruises, if we bust any category, it's this category. So if you had one budget category that you were to bust, what would it be?
Groceries.
Yeah,
Groceries, yes, okay, I'm so glad. Okay, so do you feel like you got like progress on that part of the budget?
Yeah, we have actually started for the first time doing the envelope system for groceries.
Yeah.
And knowing beforehand, we are able to plan a little bit better. And like Dave always says, you're feeling, the purchase. Just last month, I think we spent probably over $100 less than what we did the month before.
It's all those little trips to the store that you don't think are adding up that end up just adding up. So $40 here, $60 there, and I need to go get this one thing for this one meal that we weren't planning on, just making it so.
Can you stop at the store real quick for this or this or this? But being able to plan ahead of time.
And so you guys now, you would say that, because you are working on the same page and you're communicating about money, do you find that your marriage is even better today?
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, communication is key. So it's definitely helped us communicate better, not just, budgeting and that sort of thing, but in other areas of our marriage as well. So
we're talking about all those things now, and that has changed just the trust between us and, all of that kind of thing has made a huge difference in our marriage, for
so
sure.
your two boys, they're younger. Have they noticed any shift, or have you guys worked with them at all? What's their take been on all of this?
absolutely. Elliot, our 7-year-old,
It's been sweet.
he's definitely caught on. He's got the itch now. And he's definitely overheard us and asking questions and that sort of thing, which is great. We've also got the chart.
Oh, from Junior, Financial Peace Junior, yes.
And so I love that idea too, where it's not really a chore, it's a commission.
Yeah, oh yeah, not allowance, commission.
Yeah, not allowance, commission. So I love that. If you don't do the work, you don't get paid.
I've had a lot more help in this house since he's saving up for his own little thing, whatever it is at the time that he's saving up for. I believe At this point, it's gumballs for his gumball machine.
Sweet.
So yeah, he'll be like, "What's a budget?" And I'm like, "Well, buddy, let me tell you."
Okay, here's every dollar.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you guys are like absolutely killing it. I mean, you're doing it so fantastic. Seriously, I'm like, you could have lived in that monotonous state that you guys were at a year and a half ago and done that for decades, right? And that's what a lot of people do. But like sitting here and saying, you know what, we're gonna be intentional. It's gonna be hard. It's not gonna be fun. As you look at all the debt and like it almost feels like this mountain, but as you're chipping it away, I can see it in your faces and like you're seeing the hope and the excitement of what that's gonna be like. And for those boys, being able to have that legacy of, you know, being debt free, and not only just that, but having parents that actually talk about money and communicate and are on the same page. I mean, that's such a huge gift. So you guys are awesome.